Hello, friends. It is a very windy day, but it seemed like a perfect time to talk about our air toe. That's our second toe, or our communication toe. Uh, this actually seems wickedly synchronistic with my day, as personally it's been a morning of super deep diving into like my spiritual communication, my prayer, and my meditation, And I had been going back and forth of ways that I can make some sort of a something. I felt like I needed to do something. But I can't keep this feeling of a fight because I want to communicate better, and I'm not doing a well job that I feel with like my family, and I feel like my heart feels like I'm doing and saying these things because I want wellness for them, but what is coming out of my mouth is not saying love. So today I've just been praying deeply about that. Like, how do I convey what my heart is saying without letting my fears take my voice? How can I let the balance? I need the balance. It's also our heart chakra connection, which, funnily enough, is green in color. And I love that my son, my angel boy, I didn't bring any rocks with me because I wasn't planning on this. I've literally been crying and praying and meditating and had a reading for this day. But he brought me all these piles of green because he knew I would need a little pile of heart chakra talk. And grass is great for your heart chakra. Green veggies. Of course, wearing green, thinking green. Things that are green and smell. I like to think about mint and lime. You could drink or eat, that, or just smell it. Things that feel green. Grass feels green. What feels green? I'm thinking of emeralds, which is strange because I don't even think I have an emerald, if I'm being honest. Yeah, I can't think of that. I have an emerald. Or maybe I do have a tiny tumble of that. Yeah. And I love that the communication is the key. And I just want to talk a little bit about that, if I could. I've been thinking a lot about prayer and meditation and how there is a difference and what that difference is. And some people can say it so simply, but I don't know, I just feel like I've been learning it in a way that it's kind of taken me out of my shit, if I'm being honest. So, when you're praying, the idea is that that's when you're talking. So like you'd be writing in your journal or thinking out loud or talking out loud. And then the meditation part, or getting into the space of feeling good to receive a message, a translation, a bird, Apollo green, you know what I mean? Getting into that space, that's the part where you get to hear back from your higher power. And I'm not going to get too lost in that, but I just love that right above, okay, so our heart chakra is green, right? And right above our heart chakra is our throat chakra. That is a color that's connected to blue. And if I'm thinking correctly, yeah, I'm wondering about, anyway, don't want to get too lost, and I don't want to mix and match the stuff, because, so, just like in our other toes, the left side is connected to our higher self, our communication with that. I was reading this really cool fact that it says the first 5 to 12 years or something are recorded in that right second toe, the communication with others. It said things about people with longer second toe, they may talk more or enjoy talking. They may be good at leading or getting people, excited, motivated is the word I'm thinking. And it says, people with a shorter toe there, really, really do. They said not to say that these people are not having a backbone, but that these people are more balanced, and I love that through my parts of my meditation today, I heard that it's time for me to like do this silent retreat thing that I was thinking that I thought would be like in a place, and all right, let me try this again. The wind is blowing the grass into the buttons. I'm not sure if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but I'm gonna try a little bit more. So I've been hearing about, trusting the tools and softening my heart and being light and trusting the process, and my job is to be kind, take the high road. The small things, the details with my people here, because that's where I'm feeling like, gosh, why does it feel like this isn't what I'm thinking inside when I'm talking? Where's my block there? And while it is a lot of time water, I do think there's something in this air element for me here, which is why I do love that we're outside for this part, even though I'm not taking my socks off. They are warm under my bum. We are grounding through the yoga mat. I'm believing in that today. And so the communication. The right side is about, I was thinking about how we communicate with others, and it's saying that friends with toes that are shorter or the same size, more, I guess, square, they're more seeking balance. And I'm thinking, how can I have balance? And it's saying this silent retreat, and I'm going to do this at home. It's going to be 3 days, and I'm going to start with the new moon. And it's wondering why, because I wanted to do 10 days of yoga in our self-love group. I want to commit to that, and I don't want to back out. It's my action-oriented time. And by then, that's going to be the time where I'm going to be receiving a lot of messages, and I want to hear them all. I'm going to practice from now till then, doing more like purposeful meditation just for play, so that when those days come, I'm going to be prepared to busy myself and to keep my voice quiet for 3 whole days with the moon's newness, and see how much space I can hold while she's empty too, I get the best ideas around that time. So that was my idea. And when I found that this toe was about communication, and that I'm seeking harmony, and that is completely true for me, it just seemed like, wow, another one of those nutso synchronicities. And I walk out here to get some sun, and and the wind is blowing in the air, and the air, and it's like, okay, come be here. So I'm here, and I'm offering this information to you for you to consider your own communication relationships. How do you communicate with your higher power, or your source, God, whatever you call that space? And then how do you communicate with your people outside of your body? How do you feel about it? No matter what the toe says, we're in charge of us. Toes ain't the boss of you. They just give you an idea where you are. It's a map, baby. You get to make up the whole parts, all of ourselves. So I'm gonna wrap this up sooner than before I had planned. Actually, this wasn't part of the plan, but these are usually, we're thinking 15 minutes, and I'm gonna do less of that and more of the listening. And I'll be having more details of my retreat if anybody wants to share in any of that or take any parts of that away, because it will be a sharing thing, because that's also part of what I've heard too. It's been a beautiful day of receiving a lot through the anguish of resisting it, not letting it flow and be balanced. So, but I've heard, and I was loving that my friend that did my reading said, not every day is going to be a great day, but they're not valuable. And man, that's true. Because I do love that the days that are like this, man, just catapult me into really, really good ones. And while I'm expecting that by the time I get to that 22nd of May, happy birthday to a couple of lovely Geminis I know. Right around that couple of days. I'll probably be in a much happier space, and I'm probably going to be having a hard time keeping quiet, but I am so excited for this challenge. And I want to just leave one last note that I almost felt like I had to ask permission to do this. And it is setting me on wildfire to keep that part of me in balance while I let her find her voice. I hope you have a very great day, friends. I love you all so much.